It had recently rained, so I hit a patch of water on ice, and so of course I couldn't touch my brakes. Turned with the slide, but the next thing I know, and here coming toward me, there are cars coming in all four lanes and a semi truck. And I lose control of the car, and it was slow motion. I mean, I had no emotion, and the car went across all four lanes in front of the semi truck and all the cars that were coming. It was rush hour for going to work. And I ended up on the other side of the highway with my tail end in the ditch. The cars had disappeared. The semi truck had disappeared. Everything disappeared. So I just thought, oh wow, well, it felt like someone just picked me up, put their hand out, stopped everything, or put it in another dimension, because when I actually stopped and I looked around, the traffic, 90% of it was gone. I don't even know where it was. Were you lucky? Was it a miracle? Or was it part of this little plan that you had already decided that you were going to have this little thing happen to have you remember, wow, I'm still here in this moment. I get to appreciate that. Which is it for you?
The beautiful thing about you guys coming on here, people have those same questions. Things happen like that for them. As you were saying that story, I could see the mind will shut, the thinking mind, this one, that one. That everything disappearing was your conscious thinking mind shutting down. And who you are, which this one obscures a lot, every human, because this one thinks it's you, so it does most of the talking all day. And when that shuts down, like sleep, when we're asleep, the subconscious is not ever sleep. It can't sleep. It has to pump your lungs, grow your fingernails, grow your hair, immune system. So it's up and running, pumping your heart. Who we truly are is connected to that subconscious level of our mind. I'm not saying this conscious thinking mind doesn't have its part, because that's what we use to focus on whatever desires and all. We want red today, blue tomorrow. That's how busy this one can get. You know, you get up in the morning, oh, I'm going to cook pancakes. Go into the kitchen, change your mind, you're going to do waffles and something else. So I'm not downing this one. It's just very everywhere all the time. But the subconscious mind doesn't have that. It is going forward and nowhere else. So when it looks like everything stopped, it's really this, because you were there and you can remember what happened. This subconscious mind is just a name we call it. I call it spirit mind. There's only one mind, human mind, but there's faculties of that human mind. And we say subconscious mind like it's something different, but it is just a different faculty of the human mind. And that one is connected directly to who we truly are. So it was you that did all of that. It knew exactly what to do. It was almost like another dimension. But when this one is like in meditation, hypnosis, it puts this one to sleep. And now we're in a theta level of our mind, in that subconscious level where it speaks, it knows everything. Your subconscious mind is connected to, when I say your true self, and this is a good subject for me, I love that. The subconscious mind is connected to the one universal mind. It's connected to infinite intelligence. Like, how did I know to do X, Y, and Z? This one, who thinks it's you, always has a story but it's a day late, a dollar short. It's always the last to know. But it tells the story as if it did it. Isn't that amazing? It's not, gosh, the ego mind gets a bad rap because it's all about survival. So it always has to make sense of everything and connect it to it doing something or it knowing what happened. Well, it was totally shut down. It didn't know what happened. But the subconscious, 400 billion bits of information, the subconscious remembers. It knows your DNA. It knows how to grow your nose like your grandmother's. It knows I have features from my mom. In your mother's womb, this thinking mind wasn't there, but it's gonna develop around 7, 8 years old, and then say, "Yeah, I'm me." Well, that me wasn't even a faculty developed in the baby yet until like 7 years old. What developed our fingernails? What developed our nose, our mouth to look like our relative? The subconscious. We call it the unconscious mind, but I don't like calling the subconscious the unconscious mind. And there's people out there who say, well, that's what it is. Well, it's just not up here thinking. It's manifesting. But to answer that without me going into a teaching rampage, it was you really. I know the conscious mind wants to say, no, I saw angels' wings come down and move the car, and it may have had those attributes, but this one doesn't know. It'll only use what it's experienced to paint, to project onto what happened. It was being done already. But my conscious thinking mind says, yeah, that's the conscious thinking mind trying to make sense of it. But none of that has to be said. It still happened. So like that miraculous divine intervention and manifestation, the conscious thinking mind will always and must take a back seat to who you truly are. It will be done. Even if it has to shut down. And a lot of things like shock will shut it down and things like that. But we're wired for that because the conscious thinking mind is our focus, creative mind, but it's not the manifesting mind.
One thing that's come up for me a lot lately, the past 6 months, is when you think about being in shock or shocking the mind, is shocking the ego. Sometimes we have to shock the ego so that we can get out of our own way and do what our soul is telling us to do or asking us to do, or just kind of like relaxing and going into the flow of who we are and what we get to do. So again, sometimes we have to shock it. We have to get out of our comfort zone. We have to do something scary. We have to, whatever it might be, to shock that ego so that we can continue to move on that path in an unobstructed way. So it's kind of like knocking a wall down. We got another wall out of the way. We knocked and put there's a dam in the river, right? We're going to shock that ego. We're going to remove that dam. Then we can flow a little bit easier. So that's what you just reminded me of that. So thank you.